All right, let's talk about something that's literally running your life right now. It's this invisible engine that powers pretty much everything you do online, but you probably don't even know it's there. We're going to pull back the curtain on the powerful, silent backbone of our entire digital world. So let's start with this. How does the internet remember? I mean, how does every single thing you do, every click, every purchase, every search, go from just a quick action to a permanent record? Where does it all go? I mean, seriously, think about it. You're shopping online, you add something to your cart, close the app, and when you come back an hour later, boom, it's still there. Or you open your bank app and your entire balance, your whole history, just pops up instantly. How in the world does that work? Is it magic? No, not quite. The real answer is actually way more powerful than magic. Every single one of those conveniences is powered by one single incredible invention: the database. It is the absolute unsung hero, working 24/7 behind the scenes of pretty much every single thing you do online. Okay, so what is a database really? Let's break it down. We're going to look at what it actually is, and maybe more importantly, how it takes a bunch of random noise and turns it into something with real meaning. All right, so here's the textbook definition: a structured collection of interrelated data that can be easily accessed, managed, and updated. Okay, what does that actually mean? Well, the key words are structured and interrelated. It's not just a big messy pile of data. It's a super organized system where every little piece of information has its own specific spot and a reason for being there. The easiest way to think about it is like a digital filing cabinet, but I mean a hyper-organized, super-powered one. Instead of fumbling through folders for minutes, you can find the exact piece of information you need in like a split second. That's the kind of power we're dealing with here. And this is where the real magic happens. A database takes raw, totally meaningless data, like what is 101 Ramesh 85? It's just a string of characters. But the database gives it context, and suddenly, it's useful information. Ramesh, who is student number 101, scored 85 marks. See? It transforms random facts into actual knowledge. Okay, so how does all of this stay so perfectly organized? How does it not just turn into a giant chaotic mess of data? Well, it all comes down to a strict set of rules and a very, very important piece of software that acts as the traffic cop. Yeah, so think of it this way. If the database is the library itself, then there's this special software called a database management system, or DBMS. And the DBMS, it's the librarian. You can't just wander in and start grabbing stuff off the shelves. No way. You have to go through the librarian, the DBMS, because it knows exactly where everything is, who's allowed to see what, and it makes sure everything stays neat and tidy. And this librarian, our DBMS, lives by 4 unbreakable rules. First, data integrity. It makes sure the information is accurate and trustworthy. Second, data security. It's like a bouncer, keeping out anyone who isn't supposed to be there. Third, reduced redundancy. It's smart enough to not keep 5 copies of the exact same file cluttering up the place. And finally, data consistency. This one's huge. It means if you change your address in one spot, it's updated everywhere. These rules are exactly why we can actually trust the information we're seeing. All right, so we get the basic idea. We've got the structure, we've got the rules. But how does this thing scale up to basically run the modern world? We've talked about the what and the how. Now let's get into the why. Why is this tech so unbelievably essential? And I am not exaggerating when I say this. Databases are the foundation for nearly every single service you use, every single day. Seriously, from the second you wake up and check your phone to when you stream a movie before bed, you're interacting with dozens, maybe even hundreds of different databases. They are truly the bedrock of our digital lives. Just think about the sheer scale of it. Your bank? It can't manage your accounts without a database. A hospital? No way it can keep track of patient records. That online store you love? It couldn't even process your order. And it goes all the way up to governments, who rely on them for enormous projects like the census. They are completely woven into the fabric of, well, everything. And look, organizations don't use databases just for fun. The benefits are just massive. You get way more efficient data management, you get better security, but here's the real kicker. When you have clean, organized information at your fingertips, you make better decisions. And better decisions always save you time and money. But, of course, no technology is a silver bullet. It's not all perfect. To get the full picture, we have to look at the other side of the coin, right? Because building and taking care of these incredibly powerful systems, yeah, that comes with its own set of challenges and costs. So the good stuff is obvious, right? You get easy storage, lots of people can use it at once, and you've got those critical backup and recovery systems. But there's always a but. The upfront cost can be really high. You need seriously skilled people to run them. And let's be honest, if you don't maintain them perfectly, they can become a huge security risk. They're powerful for sure, but they absolutely demand expertise. So when you boil it all down, what's the big takeaway here? It's pretty simple. Databases are that powerful, invisible backbone holding our entire information age together. They are the engines that turn total chaos into perfect order, and they're what make our modern digital lives even possible. And that kind of leaves us with one last big question to think about. We've built our entire present on this amazing system for organizing data. But as our world gets even more complicated, even more data-driven, what's next? What's going to be the invisible backbone of our future?